All right, how's everybody doing? We're here at the limo garage again, and I'm going to show you how to do an air induction service and how to clean out your throttle body for 10 bucks. There's no need to go to the dealership and blow 150 bucks and sit in their waiting room forever and eat their stale donuts and have their crappy coffee. So, here's my wife Marlo. I'm going to have her be my camera person today. Say hi, honey.
Hi, honey.
All right, I'm going to hand the camera off to her. There's only so many things that I can actually do and hold the camera at the same time. All right, so I've got everything laid out here that you're going to need. I do this probably about every 8 to 10,000 miles. Our cars go through hell on the highway, so it's necessary. You're going to need throttle body cleaner. You can get that anywhere. AutoZone, Napa, whatever you feel like doing, okay? And get yourself some mass airflow sensor cleaner. This is an older town car, so it still has a mass airflow sensor in it. While you have it out, clean it. Okay, your mass airflow sensor does a lot more than you think it does. It actually helps your transmission shift and do a bunch of other stuff. So anyways, you're probably asking yourself, why am I going to do an air induction cleaning? Well, believe it or not, other than the fact that the dealership wants to make commission off of you, there is a reason to do it that's very important. Without boring you with details and technical crap, carbon buildup inside of the engine is not your friend. Okay, we're going to get the carbon out of the top of the intake, we're going to get the carbon off the back side of the valves, and off the throttle plate. If anybody knows, let's take this off here. This is your throttle body, okay? Back in the day, there used to actually be a cable here that was connected to your gas pedal. We don't have that anymore. Okay, this is called drive-by-wire. So when you push the gas pedal, the only thing you're doing is telling the computer what you're doing. And then the computer runs this electric motor that opens and closes your throttle. Well, if carbon gets built up inside this and blocks that throttle plate, this pretty little motor gets burned out. Guess what? These things are about 700 bucks. Okay, so a little bit of cleaning is going to save you a big headache. So in order to get to this thing, very simple. Grab your little 8mm here, and we're going to take your air intake hose off. There's another hose back here that just pops off real quick. Then you can just undo your clips, take your air filter housing out. This right here is your mass airflow sensor. Try not to break it. It's very important. This car won't go very far without it. So just flip this over, and then you can see the back side of it. Just unplug it. Set this aside for now. We're going to go back to this later. Like I said, we're going to service that mass airflow sensor. All right? And while you're in here, for God's sakes, replace the air filter. What are they, 5 bucks? Here's a new one, okay? Don't be cheap. Now, over here's your throttle body. This is where your air intake is the nastiest, okay? To clean that, very simple, we're gonna use, if you can see inside of here, this one's probably pretty clean because I do this a lot. But right inside of there is where your problem starts. You get carbon buildup on the sides, and then this plate can't move. That electric motor needs to be able to move that freely. Also, if you get a ridge of stuff build up here, you're going to have idle problems. The car will surge, it'll stall out, give you all kinds of headaches. So that's what we're going to clean. So in order to clean that, toothbrush. No, don't go grab it out of the bathroom and put it back when you're done with it. Well, no, never mind. Okay, so anyways, there you go. Grab your throttle body cleaner and your toothbrush, okay? If you want to stay married, don't put it back. And I always grab a screwdriver, stick this in here to hold the throttle plate open. Before Ford came up with the wonderful idea of drive-by-wire, you could actually hold this open by hand. But no, there's no way to hold the throttle open. Thanks. All right, so anyways, go ahead and spray a ton of this in here. Doesn't matter how much you spray in there. Yeah, you're going to flood it out, whatever, who cares? It'll be fine. Spray a little bit on your toothbrush. And you're going to get in there really good. You want to free up all that carbon that's starting to build up in there. And just move your screwdriver, hold the other side. Same thing. I'm pretty sure that there's a label on the inside of this that says don't do this, but since when do you read directions?
Yeah. Men don't read directions.
So that's that, all right? This is going to be quick and easy because I've done this on this car plenty of times, so there's not much in there. If you've never done this, make sure you take the time to really scrub it good and clean, okay? So that's that. Grab yourself a nice clean shop towel and go in there and wipe this stuff out. Look at that. See all that black nastiness? Now I know for a fact this was done on this car about 8,000 miles ago. Imagine if you had 50, 60, 100,000 miles and it had never done this. Yeah, okay, so you're starting to get my point? So get in here, clean out all this stuff the best that you can. So when your driver calls and says, yeah, when the air conditioner kicks on, the idle drops down and I feel like it's going to stall. Yeah, well, this is usually why. Okay, the dealership's charging you $150 to do this, and they got some dumbass making $8 an hour doing it. It takes him 20 minutes, and guess what? It just cost you a bunch of money. When you can do this on your own in 20 minutes for less than 10 bucks. All right, so that's that. Now that's all nice and clean. Now, if you're as lucky as I am, you can see that's pretty damn clean. Now, we're not done. That's just the beginning. Now, if you're lucky enough as I am to have a wife who's understanding and doesn't mind dealing with this crap, you can have her hop in the front seat, and we're going to start this thing up. Her job is going to be to keep this bad boy running while I empty about 3/4 of the rest of this can into that throttle body. This thing's going to want to stall, it's going to knock, it's going to ping, it's going to be really unhappy. Make sure your oil's full before you do this, okay? And what this is going to do, this cleaner is going to go right through the top of the intake, hit the intake runners, clean the backside of the valves, and it's just going to blow all that carbon right out the exhaust. So don't do this in your garage, do it in a well-ventilated area. If you die, I didn't tell you to do this, okay? Read the exclaimer at the bottom. I'll figure out how to put one in. Not responsible for dumbasses. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get this done, and then we'll move on to the next step. Another important point I wanted to make. Yeah, this is an older town car, but this is just as important on newer vehicles, especially on the new Ford EcoBoosts. All right, I don't know how technically challenged you guys are, but I'm going to tell you as much as I can without boring you to death. All right, on an older vehicle like this, you have regular fuel injection where the fuel still runs down the intake and runs across the backside of the intake valves. All right, on newer vehicles, you have direct injection. Your fuel injectors are now down inside the combustion chamber. That's great. You get 30 miles to the gallon, you get 300 horsepower out of a 4-cylinder. But there's no fuel running on the backside of the intake to clean the intake valves, okay? So Ford is doing valve jobs on engines with 20,000 miles on them because of the carbon buildup, okay? This is going to keep you from having that problem. This cleaner is going to hit the backside of the valves that the fuel is not cleaning anymore. So this is going to save you a big headache, especially if you're going to keep that EcoBoost engine past its warranty. All right, so I'm going to grab the camera from my wife, and I'm going to have her hop in the car and do her thing.
I'm going to try to keep it going.
Thank you. Oh my God, this video's at 7 minutes already?
Yes.
We're going to shorten this shit up. All right, you're going to have a hard time starting it at first because we filled it up with all that crap. So go ahead and get her running. All right, now don't be nervous when your check engine light comes on and all kinds of stuff happens, all right? Because right now your engine's not happy. So, you see how that throttle plate's opening and closing like crazy? That's my wife hitting the gas pedal, trying to keep this thing running. So now what I'm gonna do, you're gonna take your throttle body and air intake cleaner. We're gonna run this right into that throttle body while she keeps it running. All right, just let it idle now. Ooh boy. Now, if you did this and did it right, See all this on the ground over here? That's not just water, that's burnt carbon that's coming out of the exhaust, and it stinks. And if this has never been done to your car before, you'll have a cloud of white smoke coming out the backside.
And I kept it running after 11 years of him being a OCD mechanic. You just gotta keep it going.
That's right. Good job, honey.
Thank you.
All right, so this video is getting kind of long, and if you're anything like me, if you see a video is past 10 minutes, I don't have that kind of time. All right, so you guys know how this stuff all goes back together, and I'll make a second video for doing that mass airflow sensor if you really want to see it. But just to wrap it up, now that we've done that, you want to let this thing run. Do not shut it off, because some of that cleaner is still inside the engine, and if it's softened up any of that carbon in there, it can reharden and you can create a problem. So let it run. You need to do this, I probably should have said this in the beginning, do this on a hot engine. Engine's got to be fully warmed up, never on a cold engine, okay? Now, the last thing that I need to tell you, after this is all said and done and you've run it, take it for a good test drive. Now when you get back here and shut this thing off, if you don't have a scanner like I have to go in and reset the computer, you can do this on the older cars. Disconnect your positive and your negative. It's opposite day. Okay, so disconnect your positive and your negative with the car shut off, obviously, and touch the two terminals together. Hold them together for about 5 seconds. What that's going to do on these older town cars, it's going to reset the cam. No, not the camshaft, the KAM, keep alive memory. And the reason you want to do that, this is a learning computer, kind of like what the Terminator had, a learning computer, okay? Okay, so you want to reset it so that your idle goes back to normal and everything, it wipes it clean. So now it'll start learning again with the throttle body being clean, and it'll make your idle normal like it should. So that's it. All right, guys, we're heading into 12 minutes, so I'm going to cut this video off. Check out the next video if you're interested on seeing what we're going to do with the mass airflow sensor. I hope this helps. See you guys.